When?
I've just pressed them.
I thought you were going to count down.
Do you want an actual countdown? I mean, I can if you want.
No, you're all right.
Hollywood style, where it's like you stop at 2.
Yeah.
So you go 5, 4, 3.
That's it, man.
Welcome, and we're live.
Hi there, so welcome to another episode of MotoX Collective.
That's good, man. You need to record that for us. I'll play it every time.
Yeah.
DJ O'Brien.
So now this is super casual. We'll just like play it and let it run.
Well, if that's the case, I might get a bag and smack out the jaw then. Go full bore.
Super casual.
Do it, mate. Whatever makes you happy.
Took you long enough.
Get the peanut butter upper in the dog.
Fuck's sake. Oh.
I got a track mismatch. What the fuck?
No, it's been updated since last time.
Yeah, there's a
for
release.
fuck's sake.
There's a release version.
I did put it in. No, I didn't. I thought I put it in the group, but obviously not.
So can anyone actually see my live stream? So I can't see it.
I'll have a look now. 2 secs.
Cheers,
Make
mate.
sure you've set it to yeah. You're live.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, it says you're live.
Way wicked. All right, cool.
It says dislikes disabled as well on mine.
Nah.
Race. Oh, that's terrible.
That's
I mean, you get privileged parking, but you can't dislike him for it.
Fuck's sake. Oh, that's terrible. That's 2022, though, isn't it? You can't say mean things to anyone.
Well, you can't say mongoose, can you? You got to say disabled goose.
Nice.
So where did you release this track then?
I'm on
Oh
MXB
my
Mod,
God.
mate.
What was the banger you had the other night? Oh, egg and beanbag. I don't know if you can say that live on stream.
You were.
Oh. How's the COVID going? You loving it?
Yeah, it's good, man. I'm enjoying it so far. It's yeah, it's not what I expected it to be.
Do you actually feel quite rough with it?
Yeah, a little bit. It's
Oh,
not.
shit.
Yeah, it's not what
Boris
not
made
what
it out.
I was. No, exactly. It's not what I was led to believe.
We'll get kicked off YouTube for that now.
Yeah, I mean,
man.
it's 10 times worse. Like, I've had to order a Zimmer frame, tenner pants, everything.
If you double up, they're 20 pants.
Oh, are they? So, what was the updates? And you've updated it.
Yeah. Save 10 megabytes, whatever it is.
I tell you what, I have been. I downloaded the last night and was messing around with. Was the first
Oh, that double.
Supercross game.
Oh, Monster Energy.
Oh
Man.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's 10 times better than all their other ones.
Oh, it's the best one, mate.
It really is.
I didn't hate 2. 2 wasn't bad.
No, but
Like the first 2.
Hang on. Was 2 the one where you had to do like scrubs and stuff on a forest track?
yeah,
I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Couldn't deal with that.
Oh, God, yeah, I didn't like that one.
No.
It progressively got worse.
yeah, it
You
did.
know that much.
The second one was more restrictive because I played them back to back. I had 3, deleted it, downloaded 2, played it, deleted it, whilst 1 was downloading, and then was like, oh, yeah, it was weird.
Mate, the cornering physics in 1 were phenomenal, weren't they?
Yeah,
I'll have to go back and try it.
the only crap thing I noticed is that HDR is hard coded in that game. So even though I had HDR off, it would turn HDR on, and it looked horrendous. So I had to go into the Unreal Engine settings and like basically make it so it it was just gonna not turn on, and it looked a lot better without it on.
Well, even without it switched on your monitor.
Yeah, it's programmed to just switch it on your monitor, mate.
Uh-huh.
Well, Windows, whatever Windows does.
Yeah, I played a couple of games like that. You turn them on and you're like, what's going on? And I can't remember how I disabled it, but yeah, it's annoying, isn't it?
I
Yeah.
must say, I've not had that yet.
You're probably too fucking dense to even realise, Steve. Like
Yeah,
that racing, I immediately noticed that it was capping stuff to 60 frames and putting it in borderless. And when I turned it off, it would stop. So I thought, well, I'm not using that.
What,
That's
number,
what it
what,
is, isn't it?
what game are they on at the moment? Number 4?
7.
They announced 5. Did you hear? Did you guys listen to Main Event Moto?
No.
I do,
Oh, well,
but
I'm
I must have missed it.
I'm a Patreon with that now, so I get the exclusive. But yeah, so Daniel Blair and Ricky Carmichael are doing the announcing in the 5th one.
Oh, okay.
Are they?
Still doesn't make me want to buy it.
Yeah, they are.
I'd rather buy it with Ralph Shaheen, because if he kept going, and the yellow Suzuki is coming up on the backside of the blue Yamaha. That's the kind of
He was
stuff
like-
I want.
Candles.
There were some weird innuendos from him constantly, weren't there? Oh, he's coming up his insides. I'm sorry.
He's easing up the backside of Stuart or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
no, that ain't right.
And he's finished all over him. Like, what are you watching?
Oh, it's,
Oh no,
It
the
was
back
good,
end's
though.
given out.
Yeah. And they would constantly dumb it down. So what are these metal ponies eating? Ah, they're motorcycles. Right, okay.
really?
He'd be like, yeah, I just didn't like Ralph. I don't know, he just annoyed me.
He had a Brazilian, didn't he?
Sorry?
Sorry? I didn't hear much apart from he had a Brazilian.
Yeah, I can just.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I just
can
imagine him
picture
sat there
waxing
and just
himself.
like really skimpy thong or something. Ricky Carmichael unable to take his eyes off his Brazilian. Wow, Ralph, we're all close.
Yeah. Featuring Manscaped.
Whiskey Throttle show is all about ball trimmers now, isn't it?
Yeah, and Paul.
And Pulp, yeah.
I'm a fan myself.
They corner that market, aren't they?
Yeah, I think all the podcasts do it. Most podcasts have got them on, I think. I did look at one, but they're like £100.
Are they?
Yeah, ridiculous money.
I'm just gonna get the strimmer out.
Just use a straight razor, man. You'll be alright.
Just go Ralph style.
I like to overuse bleach in my bath.
Yeah.
I have a translucent bumhole. I'm trying to do the line they did in the real life where they, you got the split. You can either double over or there's a single and there's a table to, and a step. They stepped on in a real race, didn't they? But you can't do it on this. But my brain tells me you can.
There's a lot of things in bikes my brain thinks I can do and I can't. A bit of Black
Fatality.
Bay, is it? I haven't played hardly any bikes recently, but god damn it, am I terrible at Supercross.
Hey, this one's pretty easy going as well, man.
I know, I still suck at it. Oh,
Is that every time I get a subscriber or something like OnlyFans?
yeah, it must be.
That's why G-Dub's gone. He's gone to get his foot photos.
I'm just trying to concentrate.
I literally can't get a clean lap.
How's your new van, Matty?
Now that I've cleaned it, I feel a lot less like I'm going to catch them at.
Oh,
yeah,
what you
well, the
got?
bangers.
It's only an old Peugeot Expert. I bought it cheap off my uncle, but he's helped me out by like getting me something so I can pick up the bike and go practicing. But it did need a bit of cleaning to get his filth out of there.
Put your hands
Oh,
down the
nice,
side of
mate.
What's
You can
that?
fit 3 bikes in them as well.
Yeah, it'd be perfect, really. I think he had a water butt in there, a pressure washer, and we got 2 bikes in there, so you could jet wash them off and stuff.
Yeah, I was mocking one of my mates who's got one. No, he's got they do an Italian Fiat replica, don't they? That's
Be it
exactly the same.
Scudo.
Yeah,
Scooter.
that's it.
Yeah, he's got one of them, and I was
Exactly
knocking
the
him,
same.
saying, "Ah, you couldn't fit a bike in there." And then, yeah, he gets 2 in there.
Yeah, it does the job. Like, don't get me wrong. At the end, it's an old Peugeot van. Like, I'm not, but like because I know it's going to be crap, I kind of like it.
Is it turboed?
No,
HDI.
Oh man,
just 2-litre diesel on it.
Yeah, it's 2-litre turbo. It's HDI, you twat.
Oh, is it? I don't fucking know.
I was gonna say, mate, fuck me.
Yeah, some HDIs aren't turbo still.
Oh, this one definitely is because I've driven it, and I've had her spooled up.
Yeah, that wastegate dropping.
That's it. I think that was just the fucking valves floating.
That was the injector dropping out.
Yeah. I won't repeat Will's message what he said, but I didn't want to look in the back though.
I wouldn't. If you drop anything down between the seats, mate, don't retrieve it. Just let it live there.
Just let it grow.
Yeah. I took it to the valeting place on Hartcliffe Way, and the blokes opened it up, and they looked at me like, "Really? You brought this here?" They did a good job, to be fair.
Are they Polish?
Yeah.
Or are they Turks?
Pretty sure they're Polish. Pretty sure.
You can normally tell because one has a tan, one doesn't, Matt.
Hang on.
Turkey's a- That's not racist. Like.
What difference does it
Turkey's
make
a
when
hot
they're washing your car?
Yeah, exactly.
I think the Polskis do a better job.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
reckon
mate.
they do.
The Turks
all-
fleece your ashtray, mate.
It's all about the
But I
cost.
do think that Turkish people do better haircuts. Turkish barbers are much better than Polish barbers. You come out with the same haircut as everyone else in Polish haircuts.
I was going to make a horrific comment then, but I will not say that on stream.
This is getting out of hand.
I forgot we were actually streaming.
Yeah, be careful, man.
No, I'll keep it civil, because it was hilarious, but maybe off stream.
Oh,
I'll forget by the time you
kind
go
of want to
on.
know what you was going to say now, to be honest.
So what's the Yeah, I know this sounds daft, but what were these streams? Were these just riding the track, or was this like race recap stuff, or
Yeah,
a
I
bit
think
of both?
we were going to chat about the race.
Have you guys
All
watched it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah,
I watched it this morning. I tend to watch it early, so I didn't get any spoilers.
Yeah.
you watch it, Ben.
Yeah, I watched it early doors because I don't have the kids this weekend, so.
Okay.
I was a bit gutted for Shimoda. I saw him get that good start, and I really want him to do well, but he just seems to be making silly mistakes this season.
Yeah, I was. I said it earlier, but I was just waiting for Craig to crash because it's just a bit crap now, isn't it?
The whole thing is a bit odd how a 30-year-old guy can still be in the 250s, but I guess for lack of 450 rides, as much as I'm not really a fan of his personality, what are you going to pick? Are you going to pick a potentially terrible 450 team or a 250 star Yam? It's like, see what he's done.
It ain't
Yeah.
nothing new, is it? That's the
No,
only shit thing.
no.
Like, it's been going on for years, but
Terry Martin
know.
did it.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, his technique's good, his speed's good and stuff, but I think he's...
well, look at Zach. Zach Osborne did it for how many years? Was in the 450 class, what, 2 or 3 years, and then retires.
Yeah.
Didn't Craig, isn't he offered a 450 outdoor next year and he's turned it down?
He did ride
Has he?
450, didn't he?
I'm
Yeah, he did a little bit.
Oh, no,
He
maybe
worked
it
both,
was...
wasn't it?
No, with
Or was it
TLG.
him?
Maybe I'm
When he
thinking
did it
East
over-
Coast.
Choi Lee Honda, he did it as well years ago.
Yeah.
2011, 2012.
I think you
I
mentioned
think
something
he
about
did.
maybe riding East Coast on 450, and he said in the press conference he said it'd just be too risky. It's like, well, maybe you'd stay on 450 if you did it.
Yeah. I reckon what he's going to try and do is win the 250 title, and then that'll give him more opportunities in the 450 class. I think that's
It
what
won't though, because Mookie won the 450, 250, and he didn't get anything, and Bogle.
Yeah,
There's
it's
no
not many
guarantee
rides,
for a decent team, is it?
No.
And now that his stepdaddy doesn't own Geico, he's limited to his actually being worth it. But he's 30. How many more years have they got? There's no point in getting a 2-year contract with a 450 team because he's only got a couple of years left in him, really.
Yeah.
Problem when he sandbagged for so long, he's not a decent consideration for a 450 team because he's so old.
Yeah. Next to who's 22, look.
Yeah, exactly. 450 Honda, they got Sexton. They got potentially a decade.
Yeah.
I mean, 450 riding in Sexton.
Yeah. I guess Tomac might go soon. Roxon's going to go soon.
But they're all...
I can't imagine it without them.
No.
No,
coming though,
isn't it?
It's coming.
Oh, Michael.
Yeah, I reckon they've only got a year, maybe 2 tops. How long's Tomac got on that contract?
2 years, I think.
He's not looked great, has he, these first 2 opening rounds? Like, he's done okay, but I expected a bit more out of him.
I don't think he's any different to any other year, is he, really?
No.
No, I think he's doing better than I expected, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With all things considered, yeah.
It's nice to see that. Well, I don't know if it's nice, but it's interesting to see the variation in results. Like, the only consistent person, I know it's only been 2 rounds, has been Barsha, the 3-3. So, like, there could be a bit of... If that carries on throughout the season, at least it'll be entertaining for our point of view, because you don't know who's going to win.
Bam Bam.
Yeah, not that I like Barsha. I'm not a fan of him. But,
I don't know. He grows on me a little bit. He's better than he was.
I just don't like how he cannot make a pass without running it in on someone. Like, even if it takes himself out, I just don't like that. I don't know why. I just feel like he can't just pass someone. He has to smash it.
He rarely takes himself out, though, does he?
Yeah, he
he's
is
the
good
master
at it.
of doing it.
Yeah.
It's just how he's not been punched in the throat yet. I don't know.
Yeah.
That would be me. I'd be banned straight away.
We were talking about this last week with the pass on Anderson.
It wasn't the worst pass in the world, but like
No,
it just annoys me out. It seems to be all the time. I don't know. I'm just not
love it
personally a
myself.
fan of him.
Yeah.
It's just not for me. I've never liked his personality, but that's just me.
Do you remember the whip at Roxon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous. That kind of
insane.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like it for that. That was up there in stupidity for me with Michael Essie, T-Bone, and Brock Tickle with a clutch dump.
Oh man.
What did Mike say? He just let go of it. He just tried to pick up some
His hand
shit.
slipped, didn't he?
Yeah. While he was
This is the
dunking
kid who stood on top of Tedesco's bike and tried to make out like he was just getting up. It's like, no, we watched you dance on his front wheel, mate. Like,
Yeah, and when he pushed the
kill switch on it.
yeah, wasn't it Villapoto's kill switch? Was that the one?
No, it's Tedesco. So there's been a lot of last season, isn't there? So there's the Tedesco. He stood on his bike trying to press the kill switch, and then Villapoto had a laser shone in his eyes by his brother Jeff Alessi.
Yeah. There was
Amazing.
something with Alessi though, weren't they fighting at like Glen Helen or something on 250s?
And that J-Law
Yeah.
and Villapoto.
That might have been J-Law, yeah.
Point.
Yeah.
It's just a long list of shit with Alessi. I don't think it's Alessi's fault. I think it's everyone else around him.
Thought Hunter looked pretty good this week, like considering he wasn't meant to be in this coast. He seems to be doing alright.
He looks quick, like
Yeah.
legitimately for us.
He's not quite up to what Craig's doing, but he's not far off.
I don't know.
Wouldn't be surprised to see him get a win.
If you look back at the race, watch it again, towards the end, he's gaining on Craig.
I'll have to watch
I
it
was
again.
hoping that Craig was just gonna something was gonna happen and Hunter was gonna catch up. Like I just wanted any result except Craig just winning again. And the absolute cheese sausage dick fest you get afterwards on the podium is just I just skip it. I skipped. That was the best part of the 250 heat races was skipping his interview and then seeing Stank Dog afterwards revving his bike up.
Yeah, Stank did well.
It's amazing that he
Yeah,
made the
man.
main.
But did
Yeah,
you watch
man.
how ragged he was, though? He was on the edge. And that bike was not clearing half the ribbons of 4 streaks worth.
No, that was sketchy
looked-
to watch.
Yeah, it looked fucking sketchy. The bike just sounded sketchy, man. It sounded like
Wicked to
a
see.
tuned hairdryer. It was crazy.
I think he's better off doing outdoors on one than he is indoors. The indoors, but they're shifting from second to third on the face of triples and stuff. Oh, just no thanks.
Brings him
Yeah, that-
attention though, doesn't it? Look at like it gets quite a lot. The crowd love it. It gets a bit of attention for him as well. Oh, you idiot! Yeah, it was cool to see. Who podiumed on the 250F? You got third. Okay, remember?
Moserman.
Oh, is it
No,
Moses?
he went down, didn't he?
I can't
It
even
went
remember.
good, wasn't it?
Who was it?
Yeah, wasn't it?
Hammaker.
Second or third.
Oh, okay.
Hammaker got second, didn't he?
Handmaker.
Yeah, Hammer. No, he got third. Oh no, yeah,
Yeah.
no, he did get second.
I thought Hunter got second.
I thought Hunter got second. It was Hunter Hammaker, yeah. Craig Hunter Hammaker.
Yeah, I was just gutted for Schmoder, mate. When he got the
Yeah.
whole shot or got out front, I was just like, yes, come on. And then, yeah.
He's got such good clean technique, but he doesn't seem to have that ragged edge speed. But then he's so young still. What is he, 19?
Yeah, something like that. 18, 19.
Yeah.
So he had a bad week last week because he got stuck in the gate, right? But this week it looked more like he had bike issues, didn't it? Because he stalled it twice, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it was more nerve / technique myself.
He went over the bars, didn't he, in the works? Dipped the front a bit.
Hammaker looked quick though.
Yeah.
I
Very
think
circuit.
Hammaker,
Yeah, go on.
I'll say Hammaker and Shimoda is probably the next great white hope for Pro Circuit, I feel.
Yeah, they've not really had much success in the last few years, did they? They dominated the early to mid 2000s, and then it's all been like Stargam and Honda.
Yeah, but that's riders, isn't it? That's down to the amateur programs in America.
Yeah.
Oh, even the you say, I guess what was it? 2013, 2014. I think they were good up to like 2013 or 14, weren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Cincerillo won in what, 18, 19? You won the outdoor title, didn't you?
I was thinking more like Blake Baggett, Dean Wilson,
Oh yeah, that crew.
Brock Tickle.
I know Wilson's
Jake
outdoor
Weimer.
title was 2011.
2010,
2010 was it?
I believe so.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Old Dino, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Dino
Yeah.
was good in practice. I seen he had
Yeah.
some times.
He was looking good. But he seemed to brain fart in the main. He had a good start. He just started to drop an anchor.
Classic Dino, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What do you think of I know we're all over the place here. That's fine. We blame TFC on this one.
Yeah, it's my fault.
What was your guys' thoughts on Anderson with the win? I thought it was great myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, big fan. Well, I am and I'm not. I've loved him since 14 when he ruined Cole Seeley's life like 3 races in a row. Big fan of that.
Yeah, that was fun.
I've kind of been hit and miss on him. I'm not a fan, but I do dislike him.
Yeah, I'm the same, mate. I'm the same.
Like,
I've
it
been a
was
fan since he was on Rockstar Suzuki back in. I remember the race. It was Lake Elsinore, 2012, outdoors.
Okay.
I don't know what it was. I think it was just the way he was riding. It was like a heroic come from the back, work his way at the front, and I was just like, yeah, I like this guy. And then, but as he went into 450s, I never really. Same with Webb. I was into Webb, and then when he went to 450s, I kind of like lost interest. It was only really Roxon that I sort of stuck with from
Yeah.
250s to 450s.
Webb didn't look great this week.
No, he didn't.
Mate, he looks. I don't want to say it, but is he put on like 2 stone or something?
I don't know.
Because he got rid of Olden Baker.
Yeah, he looks
He
chunky.
looks like a toad on that bike, doesn't he? Every time he
Chode.
stands
He
up.
looks, you like the bad guy out of Danger Mouse.
I thought you were going to say.
Baron von Greenback, isn't it?
That's it. Von Greenback.
Wicked.
I thought you were going to say Penguin off Batman. Like that.
What,
Proper,
Oswald Cobblepot.
yeah, that proper like. You know, if you got
yeah.
a toad and picked it up.
Yeah, man.
What, like picked up like by the scruff of its neck and made it done?
He just looks like thick, doesn't he? Like fat.
Webb didn't
Well,
look great
he's
last
vertically
weekend.
challenged, isn't he?
I
Might
played
pick
with
up
him.
speed later in the year, but he doesn't look great. Roxon had a horrific night. Sexton had a bad one as well.
Sexton
Yeah, I
in his
picked 60
qualifier, in his heat, he looked really good.
Yeah. It's funny that like everyone said like this is the year for the Sexton and AC to make it their year to get out of like their third year, time to mature, and it's just the same again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I love AC, he's the boy, but he loves an injury.
Do you think AC's? Do you think he's gonna be one of them people that were like, oh, what if AC? You know, do you think he's
Yeah.
gonna be like that guy?
I don't want him to be, but I think he will be. He's going to be another Robbie Reynard. Do you remember Robbie Reynard back in the day? He was
Yeah.
it's a bit before your
Great
time.
White Hope, and then it just sort of never materialised.
No, he was technically fantastic. He was very, very quick amateur, like a dominant amateur. Got into the pros, had a load of injuries, and did nothing.
Kind of like Wilson. Wilson's had nothing but injuries.
I like
Yeah.
Austin Faulkner as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
Faulkner's always in that 3 years.
I can't believe him, man. He was a big hype, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, huge hype as the next big thing.
It would be sad
I
to
just
see
seen being
Sims really
healed
do
for
that.
back broke his liver.
Oh, that tickled me.
It would be sad to see AC kind of not
I
live
just
up to
seen
any
being
of that
healed for
potential.
back broke his liver.
What are we hearing right now?
I was listening to you, mate.
I'm hearing some like 10-year-old kid. Is this someone else in the chat?
It's a soundboard, mate.
Oh, okay.
It's Gary's
Everyone's
soundboard.
like-
Jesus Christ. There we go. G-Dub soundboard, isn't
I ain't got a
Absolutely.
soundboard. I'm trying to wrap my brains of what not to press to get you banned off YouTube.
it? Yeah, there ain't a lot of choice on that, is there?
No. That's a bit sad, really.
Oh no!
Yeah, to be honest, the results were sort of nowhere. It was only Barsha that kind of was consistent all round. Everyone else was just
Oh,
like
hang on.
random.
Blessinger.
Yeah,
That's
Blessinger
a good
did well.
ride.
What did he get last week?
Was it fifth or something? Sixth?
I think it was a little bit less. I thought he was 8th. I remember them saying it wasn't amazing, but yeah, no, he had a great ride this week. He looked good as well.
He looked as good as the Designations where he had a red, white, and blue mullet and then got absolutely trounced by the Euros. He looked that good.
A little better. That's TK Smokey's favourite rider, I believe.
That does not surprise me in the slightest.
No. As soon as he said it, I was like, yeah,
Yeah, makes sense.
that's 100% makes sense.
Looking for a new hat?
Yeah.
Or paying back
You see him sporting a cowboy hat in the interview.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
getting a right to system.
I personally, I don't really get it.
Dallas Buyers Club.
It's a
Isn't it?
Just without the aim.
yeah.
Ugh.
Credit card.
I
Oh,
like
just-
it, but then at the same time I don't understand it because I'm so horrifically European.
I could understand it if he was from like Texas
Oh.
or something, or
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
I don't know, maybe Ohio, where he's from in Ohio, it is like that.
At least he's
Sorry.
not vanilla, I guess. He's like
No,
a
it's,
little...
it's cool.
It's a personality, you know.
I think they need
Yeah.
more character.
I still think he should wear one of those like Confederate flag, like sleeveless vest things, t-shirts.
I don't. That's frowned upon in 2022. For 2020.
Oh, is it?
It's not allowed, is it?
It's linked to this Civil War and the slave trade, isn't it?
Okay.
Sorry, Bear.
Well then,
Nice move.
Sorry, mate. I took that earlier in the.
Seriously,
iPhone,
whatever your name is.
Or they should pull a Habo up on stage and have them fucking milk a pig or something on stage.
Why the qualifier?
Out of
Who can
all
do it
the
in
animals,
cricket?
a fucking pig.
Oh,
I'm not sure you can milk a pig and can be convenient. Oh my
Conventional.
god, my brain's gone. That's it. Yeah, cheers, mate.
mate,
Not in there.
speaking of that, I know this isn't rider related, but mate, how fucking annoying is that Will Christian?
I like Will Christian.
No, she's annoying every time, and then
I mute it.
during the
Yeah, you
the
got mute
NTIC
the
now,
What the
TV.
hell happened there?
that was brilliant. Did you see that? She was gassing on in front of some of these trucks, the HRC truck, while Brees wiped out NTIC.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
they
saw
cut
that.
away,
And then you
didn't
see
they?
her face, and she's just like,
Oh, that Brees had a hell of a night, didn't he?
Yeah, man.
Anstey punted him into the finish line. That'll work.
Yeah, he did.
And then in the LCQ, he took out ending map. Then he ate crap in front of ending map, and then he ate crap on the whoop section before the last corner.
And didn't even qualify.
No, it was beautiful though, wasn't it? Because the camera was on Cross and whoever it was to battling for the last corner, and all of a sudden you saw this like ragdoll fall into the frame, and his bike come tumbling after. It's like, I have no idea what happened there.
I was half expecting NTIC now to ride up and just start pointing like Nelson off Simpsons and start going,
Yeah.
that would be great.
It was good. It was calmer. It was nicely delivered.
Yeah.
The LCQs are just magic for that, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's also if you could watch the practice before the racing, the unseeded practice is hellish. It's
What
just
about the 250s? I always sort of end up just not really skipping, but not paying much attention to. It's always a 450 LCQ that is the one.
Yeah, 450 is a bit more desperate, isn't it?
Yeah.
The 250 LCQ tends to be the younger kiddies who haven't got the racecraft yet, and they're just a ragged and out of shape. And
Yeah, man,
I
there's
know
a
we
pile
got-
up on the first corner every time.
Woodcock in there, isn't there? Dylan Woodcock. He
yeah, and Walsh.
Yeah.
Dylan Walsh was in it as well. And he's British-born Kiwi for the Revo 7 Kawasaki team. He didn't qualify this weekend. Unfortunately, he's one place out of it. But yeah, Woodcock was doing well.
Yeah. I got an
When
interesting story about Woodcock. I think I've said about it before, but I'll say it off stream one day just in case. Yeah, I don't know. Oakland, as far as like rounds go, I mean, it wasn't a shit round, but it wasn't like
I think the track
spectacular
was
either.
good. The
Yeah.
track was a little bit more cookie cutter than Anaheim with the weird big sweeping right-hander was a bit of a different one, but Oakland tended to be a bit more what I'd call standard. I quite liked it.
I think it was sensible what they did with that jump that goes over the start straight.
Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah, I don't think there was any way that would have worked.
Not consistently throughout the entire night without someone dying on it.
They do that in Anaheim in 2020,
Oh, they had two, didn't they?
and it was raining, wasn't it? Was that the one?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, it was like single.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
two massive jumps, and
Yep.
they were
They
ridiculous.
did one 2009, I want to say. They one of the rounds they had one as well, and it was raining. And the only person who got over every lap was Max Anstey when he was riding on the Yamaha. Did he come over and ride for? Before they were good, like when they were like My Cash. Just
Yeah,
a bit
that's
of a
right.
second rate team.
Yeah,
I think he's the only one consistently clearing it because it's obviously raining and he's a bit of a wet weather king, isn't he?
Oh, they had the double at St. Louis as well. Was it 2020 or was that 19? I can't remember.
What do you think on doubles then? I quite like them.
yeah, I don't mind them, to be
Yeah.
fair.
I think triples are pointless because no one triples them. No one doubles a triple. So you might as well just have a double and use the dirt elsewhere.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Because they're all cookie cut, aren't they, the triples? So the jumps, the takeoffs are the same height, is the same distance every weekend. Just do away with the middle bit.
And with the bikes being what they are now, some of those
Oh, yeah.
jumps are just, they don't have the same impact. Like the triple was a real circus type jump, wasn't it, years ago? Because it was the bikes. Can they
Yeah.
make the triple? But now it's like, can they get out of first gear
Yeah, 450
to clear the triple?
They can roll to the bottom of it and go up the takeoff, and they're over it. And it's
Yeah,
like,
that's-
right, okay. That's
I
mad.
heard Jay Weimer saying in an interview, you can hit every jump on a supercross track on a 450 in first gear and clear it easy.
Yeah, it's madness. But back in the, like you were saying back in the day, have you heard the Mitch Payton interview on Whiskey Throttle podcast?
No, I
He
need
was
to
saying, like,
listen to that.
That's a really good listen, to be fair. Anything with Mitch Payton's good, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's
But only
really good.
how
It's 2 parts.
But he was saying if you could tune the bike to get over the triple consistently, then you guaranteed yourself like a top 3. Because it was so hard to get over the triple. If you could do that consistently, you had a chance of winning. If you couldn't, you're in 5th place, kind of thing. And you think back in the day, there was much more high risk, high reward. Sort of, the triple was one of them, but like you were saying, it's more of a circus jump. But now it's just another obstacle, and I think they need to freshen up the obstacles a little bit because the bikes are so quick now.
It's mad to think there was a time where like not everyone was making it over a triple,
Yeah,
and like you'd have, I don't know, what, 20% of the guys maybe making it.
yeah, it was like a big game divider. It was like if you can
Yeah,
do
it
it, you're in the upper echelons.
Yeah, but having people coming up the landing and people
Yeah, well, that's
coming
what happened
down,
to Bernard, wasn't it? When he got landed on.
that's mad.
That was a horrific impact as well.
Yeah.
But no, I think they need to slow it down a little bit.
They won't though.
No, they won't. But
Even the 250s make everything easy now.
at least they have to rev it. I mean, they're not on the limit, but you have to get a run at it. You can't just fart up it from the bottom in first gear. You've got to like. I don't know. So I think it just needs a bit of a freshen up because the bikes are so good and the tracks haven't developed with the bikes.
Or even if they did it like a standard ECU, right? Everyone run this ECU.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
45 horsepower, that's as max as you get, or whatever it is.
Well, yeah,
Like-
exactly.
I guess there'll be a limit, won't there? Because they obviously want to keep riders safe as well. They want to make sure. But then they'll somehow bend the
they've done
rules on
it.
it, won't they? They'll
They've
somehow
done it in
see one.
MotoGP, didn't they? They max the horsepower. You'd only have a certain amount for a period of time.
Now they've
I
got
don't know
like
what
300 horsepower.
Yeah, but there was an era where they had like a production ECU where they had a sort of ceiling, and everyone had to be within that ceiling. And I think that would probably be good in super, not in outdoors. Outdoors is different, I think, because
Yeah.
you know it's faster, and your bike doesn't have to be the quickest for you to go quick on it if you're good on it. But I think indoors, with all the obstacles, you don't want a 65 horsepower factory monster. You want to be able to override the bike so it's then down to technique. And if you look at the tracks that are at elevation, like Salt Lake City, or even if you do outdoors, Thunder Valley, some of the best racing every year is Thunder Valley. Because the bikes are down on power by 25%, so the riders are riding above the bike's ability.
And how often do you hear? I mean, I don't even know how many riders I've heard in interviews say, when they say, "Oh, how's the bike?" Yeah, it's good. We've had to like when it's a new model, like Roxon, the 22 Honda you got last year. Oh, what have you done to the bike? Well, we've basically had to detune it a bit, slow it down a little bit. And that's the thing with most of them. They slow them down.
They when Coiroli went to 450s, he had the Yamaha 450, and that was sleeved down to a 400. And then he went to KTM on 350 and won on that. And the only reason he didn't stay on 350 was because everyone else was on the 450 and he was using that. But the 350,
I heard an interview with somebody say that that 350 was like a 450 anyway. It was so like tweaked out with factory one-off components and stuff that.
Well, the new one is got basically like 1 horsepower down on a 450. It's just in a different part of the rev range.
Oh, really?
So where the 450 has masses of torque to the like 4,000 RPM through to redline, but the new 350 only has 1 horsepower less. But the difference is it redlines at like 13,000 instead of 9.
Probably lighter.
So it's all been shifted up. But yeah, because of the lack of centrifugal force because of rotating mass, it feels lighter. So, but the Japanese won't go with it, will they? They won't do a 350. It's only the Austrian brands, and TM's got a 300, I think.
And why do the
Oh my
Austrian
God.
brands do it though? What gap are
I
they
think it's
filling in the
because
market?
it's the vet market, isn't it? The vet riders. But the difference with the Austrian brand is that they were smaller, so their turnaround's quicker, so they can make changes and fill gaps in the market. But I think it was Stefan Everts, wasn't it? I think it was his idea because he said the 450s were too much for the average rider, so they need like a 350. And it might be an offshoot from Enduro, for the Enduro classes, because they have the 350 Enduro bikes, so they just MX'd it. But the Japanese don't, do they? They Enduro their MX bikes.
You see, I always thought that the bikes that come in between like your 250 and your 450 4-stroke were like more leisure bikes, but I mean I could be wrong.
Some of them are. The Hondas are.
Yeah.
Because you have the CRF
Like the-
230, don't you?
It's the L, isn't it? Or
Yeah,
Yeah,
230L, which is a large wheel. It's just an air-cooled pit bike, basically, but
Yeah.
adult size. Then you have the Yamaha, which is a TTRs, and the KLXs, don't you?
I've always looked at those Japanese bikes. There's only ever been one, which was the Yamaha YZ250FX, which was just their enduro version of their YZ250F. But the rest are they just look so crap. Like if you gave me the choice between an enduro, like decent 6 days KTM versus what Honda was offering, or like Kawasaki, I'd go KTM all day.
yeah, no
Well,
contest.
the Kawasaki, they do a KX450FX, which is a KX450 with softer suspension and a slightly detuned engine.
And they
But
look
it hasn't
aggressive,
got-
don't they? They don't look like daft with those stupid like some of those Hondas have got like conventional forks with gators and
Yeah, I think they're more trail bikes, aren't they? I think the European Enduro was never big in America like it was sort of historically in Europe. Since the 80s and 90s, we've had Enduro. Whereas in America, they kind of have trail riding and then motocross, and they didn't really have. Because if you look back in the 90s, you had like Shane Watts, which is an Australian bloke out there on a KTM, absolutely dominating. Because they just didn't have the series there. So the first couple of years on the series, the GNCCs and stuff, it was all dominated by European brands because the Japanese just didn't have anything for it. They're offering like a DRZ, which weighs more than my car, an XR, which is an air-cooled four-banger from Honda. So European brands, I think European brands have always had several different sort of fill-in CCs. So it's, I don't know, they just seem to be quicker to like sort of make changes. But I think Supercross needs to be toned down. The 450s are too much. Because you look how many injuries we've had since the 4-strokes have come out. The injuries have gone up.
Look at Will Hahn, mate. That's where his 450 career was over before it even really started, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of riders. It seems to be when you crash on a 4-stroke, it chases you down.
Yeah.
Whereas back in the day, 2-strokes, you get off on a 2-stroke, and the 2-stroke goes off one way, you go the other. You sort of dust yourself off, and away you go. But
yeah, how many boats did Carmichael hit in Supercross?
He hit one boat, and he hit a photographer as well, didn't he?
Yeah, and like a truck or a forklift or something. Yeah. And
he got away with a lot on those 2-stroke days. And
yeah, man.
the 4-strokes seem to be like heat-seeking missiles for the rider. They always seem to chase them down into the ground.
Your parents
Weird one. Your parents?
Yeah.
Your parents wouldn't be seeing the dust, mate.
Chasing you down with heat-seeking hands.
Childhood trauma.
Sorry, pal. Well, there we have it.
God, I suck at this game.
Happy trail.
What is that soundboard?
The fuck is that?
Oh
That's the
god.
best one.
It's called Soundpad.
I remember they used to be when I was a youth. It was you'd be able to get soundboards on like a flash player.
Oh, I
And they had
remember the one.
Oh yeah, for prank
Yeah.
phone calls.
It was an
Yeah.
Arnie one.
There was an Arnie one. There was a Waterboy one.
Yeah.
There's loads of them. The Arnold Schwarzenegger one was good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they're my favourite.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Yeah.
Do it. Do it now. Do it. Kill
Do
me.
it!
It's not a tumor.
Talking about like that, like we had some wood out in the yard.
I'm sure you can still find an Arnie soundboard. They're all out there.
There's loads out there. Napoleon Dynamite as well. That was
Instead
one.
of saying carry it in the house, you'd say tote it in the house.
Toad. The Cooper Webb.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just covered him.
Baron Von Greenback. To be honest, I think the Baron Von Greenback's probably over the head of most of the younger listeners.
Yeah,
Anyone
yeah,
under
I-
the age of 30.
I have
Called
no
Baron
idea
Long
about it.
Greenback.
Yeah,
Baron
Danger
Von
Mouse.
Greenback. Danger Mouse.
I've never watched Danger Mouse.
Well, you're missing it.
What was it called? It's come up with some woman in a dress.
Baron, Baron, Von, Von, Greenback. Did you Google Dieter Von Teeth?
No, I put Long Greenback.
That could have brought some interesting results.
That's got to be slang, isn't it?
Yeah. Give her the long green bag.
So there ain't a lot of web love in here then?
I'm not a
No.
web. I've never have been, even in the 250 days. Never been a web fan.
Alright,
I
okay.
love his style. His technique is fantastic. His elbows up. He's all over. Like he's in a good position, all that kind of stuff. But his interviews just doing no favours or something. He sounds like a whiny brat.
I like his racing mentality, and obviously respect his racecraft. But if I was to meet him in real life, he just, I don't know. He's got this squinty-eyed look that I just want to hit him really hard. I just can't get on with his face.
So aggressive.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's probably one of them people. It's hard to sort of like their personality that they put on
Yeah.
TV, but if you met him in real life, you'd be like, oh, he's sound as fuck.
Yeah, he might be
Yeah,
different.
probably.
Well, look, I think Tommy still falls into that category as well. Because before he started doing these vlogs, when he was a pro, he came across as a right miserable git. But since he's been on a bit of a YouTube kind of character, he comes across really well, I think. But
I love
back in
that
the
time
day-
when Hurlins called him a twat. Was it him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Live as well. That was brilliant.
He also I think he called Arnold Tonus a name as well, didn't he? 'Cause he punted him off St John D'Angely, put him over the berm back fourth gear pinned. And at the time, Hurlins was seeing Tonus's sister, so there's a bit of like friction in the pits there. I quite like Hurlins as a character. I think he does give a crap.
Yeah.
Do you think this year in the outdoors we'll see any Europeans go over like they used to do traditionally?
Well, I heard that Kai Rowley wanted to do a few rounds, but then he said it depends because he said obviously it's easy to say you want to do some rounds, but you've got to be in like amazing shape to go and do those rounds. So
Yeah.
I'd be nice. I'm up for anyone. I'm always happy to see Euros.
I like seeing DeSalle. I like
Yeah.
seeing when Hurlins went at Ironman.
Man, yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that was insane.
That was good. I think Jake Nichols went as well. But obviously, Jake Nichols isn't quite the all-action star that Hurlins
Yeah,
is.
he did the Canadian series as well, didn't he? A couple of years ago.
Yeah, he did a couple of rounds that he did Unadilla as well.
Yeah, he
It's
did
quite
alright,
good.
mate. They always do good, don't they? Tommy's doing good when he's gone over there before.
Yeah, Tommy was mega, really. KT Paulhan did well as well when he was on 250s. He was in the Supercross. He fit a couple of top 10s and stuff. Paulhan was a wasted talent. He should have done better. I think AC's going to follow that trajectory. I think AC's going to be like a case, like you were saying earlier, we're all going to be like, oh, do you remember AC? Yeah, he should have done well, shouldn't he? But he didn't.
I hope not.
Is that the story with Paul Ann then?
Sorry?
Is that the story with Paul Ann? I don't really follow the MXGP, but he did well at MX Nations, didn't he?
Every year he'd absolutely step up for the of Nations, and you can't fault that. But the rest of the season was always lackluster. It's like he was saving it all for the Des Nations, really.
Is that the Frenchman in him?
Maybe.
It was kind of like you always expected him. I guess it's like, say, Tomac or Roxy, and you're like expecting them, right? They're gonna just start to dominate and win, but they never really get it going.
I've always felt like that's part of Roxon's problem as well. He expects. He's all or nothing. He can't be consistent second or third. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
You know who we need back?
McGrath.
Villapoto.
Yeah. Daddy.
No, there was no excuses. There was no like. He just dealt whatever hand he was dealt. He just sort of went with it.
You know, he was also one of those personalities that were. He's better since he's retired. When he was a racer,
100%, yeah.
He's mega now he's retired.
Yeah, he's awesome.
His Pulpamex showings with him and Weimer getting hammered, some of the best listening I've ever heard.
Yeah, Jake and Coke.
Yeah, good times. Well, I've got to depart sadly, guys. But
Alright.
yeah, hopefully I can come back next week if I'm still alive.
Keep us updated.
Be a bit more on the old ball.
Yeah, hopefully you feel better soon.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go meet my pusher in a minute and pick up some stuff. So
oh, nice.
Yeah, I've got a bag of dog shit coming. So say that again, Ben.
You're gonna go meet up with Boris Johnson at not a house party.
Yeah, mate. Oh, Boris Big Johnson.
They said that they banned alcohol. We didn't say anything about banning drugs.
Yeah, man. Well, I've just gone and have a look up and down the street, just see what's about. There might be
nice.
A few lumps of dog shit, a few lumps of chewing gum, just roll it all up, mate.
If you survive that, you'll definitely survive COVID. You're right, mate.
Cheech and Chong style. Alright, anyway, on that note, yeah, thanks for inviting me, chaps, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, see you later on, mate.
See you later, mate.
Yeah. See you later, mate.
I kind of want to try this track on a 450. I feel like it's a struggle on a 250.
You're not on a 450?
Oh, what? No wonder.
Yeah, sort it out, man.
It is a struggle.
Get on a 450 and don't take it out of second gear and you'll be alright.
Well, that's why I'm struggling. That second rhythm section, I cannot triple in, and the big double, the second big double is a stretch.
Yeah, you know, it's a shame, like, because these track maps, they're obviously just like, they're visual aids for people, aren't they, I suppose? They're like, here you go, here's roughly what it's going to look like. But man, I'm surprised they even ride well at all, because like they could ride like complete crap.
All of it's absolutely fine, it's just one of the sections I just cannot get on a 250R.
Yeah, I wouldn't even bother trying.
Well, I like the way the jumps feel like you actually get proper height on them rather than just going out. You go up quite a lot as well.
Yeah, like it feels scaled well.
G-Dub was saying that it's kind of reflexy.
Yeah,
yeah. It's easier, but it's also not easier. But it has a sense of like, if you mess up midway through a rhythm, you can kind of seat banks and get going again.
Yeah, there's a few options, isn't there? Like you can just double, triple from anywhere, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I like this track. It's good layout.
I might try quickly going on a 4-banger, see if that's any better.
Yeah, give it a go, man. I think I'm only going to be on for like another 10-15 minutes.
Cool. I'll quickly jump on the old KX 450.
So, Steve, what did you think of the Supercross, mate? We never asked you. We weren't getting away with it.
It was better than last week. I'll be honest.
All right, what made it better?
I watched it. Well, it's just more exciting. I watched all of it as well, because I missed the 250s last week.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. That's Shimoda when he nosedived in the whoops.
Oh yeah.
So unlucky. I thought he was gonna take great.
You look good. He looked good. His technique's flawless. Well, I say flawless, he went over the bars, but he has some great technique. That's probably not the best.
And Stewart.
Yep.
Was it one of the heat races, I think, when he was doing really well with Anderson, and then crashed in the sand.
He's had a pretty consistent 2 rounds, Malcolm, hasn't he? What was he had, like a 5th and a 6th or something?
Oh, you would have had better than a 5th last week as well if it weren't for Marv.
Oh, yeah, I remember, that's right. It's interesting.
I always think he's going to do better than he does.
Yeah, every year.
Every year, he always, I feel like he not lets me down, which is a wrong thing to say, because he doesn't owe me anything, but I'm always like, yeah, he'll do great, and then he's like, oh no, he's terrible.
Yeah.
And then
terrible.
Yeah.
He does mediocre.
Then, what about AC? He's got a really good start, hasn't he? He just went backwards.
That shoulder's obviously still killing him. You could tell in his body language. You think like hitting a set of whoops with a separated shoulder, or even a tear in the shoulder, that's got to be killer.
I don't understand why he's still out there, because he clearly can't finish the race.
No.
He's not going to ride himself fit, because he's going to be more damage than good, isn't he?
I think he's worried because this is his last year on contract, isn't he? And he's not had a 450 career at all. In fact, has he been healthy for any 450 season?
I don't think so. Not indoor or outdoor.
Wow.
Kawasaki won't get rid of him. He's a golden boy.
They will eventually, surely.
Yeah, only when Ryder Di Francesco comes up. Until that point, they've got no one. He's still going to be golden boy until Di Francesco comes up.
He's still super young, isn't he? How old is he? He's early 20s, isn't he?
What, AC? Yeah.
It's such a shame because he's like a perfect media presence. He's super honest and open. And he's like a fan favourite, and he's just not having the career go his way.
But when he does ride, when he is healthy for those brief moments, he is good.
Yeah, he's 25. He's a little bit older than I thought he was. Fuck me, AC's 25. I remember seeing him when he was like 13 on YouTube. Jesus, that makes me feel. Yeah.
He was really small for ages as well, didn't he? He went to the pros, he's 9'3".
Yeah, he just became a beanpole.
Yeah, I was going to say he's a beanpole, and he's not got no muscle on him.
Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I noticed, interestingly, before I even found out, I said to myself when I was watching round 1, I was like, Sexton looks physically strong on the bike. Like I can tell by his posture and his core, he looks really strong. And one of his things he said, he's been doing a lot of strength work, and I think it's criminally underdone in motocross. There's not enough strength work going on. Really, like
it's all cardio. Everyone's cardio route, which is probably not necessarily correct, but they always employ Tour de France trainers. So Jeff Spencer was the original one, and he was back in the 90s, and he ended up being Chad Reeves, I think Carmichael had him for a little bit, and a few others as well. And then Alden Baker's come from a cycling background. They all come from cycling because obviously the cardio.
Yeah.
It goes, a lot of it's anaerobic, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they go close to what that is, but I think you're right. I think more strength work needs doing.
It's funny that people think when you say strength work, they think of muscle building, but it's not. We're looking at like better power output, better overall performance, and strength work is so good for just not getting injured.
It's like
injury
technique,
prevention is amazing. Yeah, and if you're strong on a bike, you're gonna, when that technique breaks down, that strength is gonna help you through. Like the combination of the two is what's needed. Not to be that guy, but it's the same with jiu-jitsu. So many people do cardio and everything.
Oh, here he is. Gypsy tails, like gypsy tails, isn't it?
It's the same thing. It's a lot of sports really are lacking in the strength department, and I'm sure it's the same with motocross because they're all trying to drop weight. Like I noticed, who was it that's dropped down to 250s, and he said he was 190. Yeah. Like maybe like you don't have to be 190 pounds, but at the same time, if you're killing yourself to get to like 165 pounds, your frame is just going to be dog shit.
But there's a difference for free, isn't there? Because I think I remember hearing on Pulp Show that he was basically just letting himself go.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, like he hadn't put weight on because he was bulking up. He'd put weight on because he was bulking out.
Been there.
Oh yeah, man. But yeah, but he lost a lot real quick, didn't he?
Yeah, he's not done too badly. He might even sneak a podium here or there.
Oh yeah, I want to see him start and just hold on for a bit longer and make it hard for people to get past.
That's all he does, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good fun to watch, though, isn't it?
Roadblock.
Who did he run off the track today? Yesterday, he ran someone off the track. I can't remember who it was.
I don't know. That's his MO, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
He's not very well liked.
Yeah, but he didn't do it. He didn't do it like Barsha style. He literally just took a line away and just slowed up, and whoever it was just couldn't get back on. It was quite fun to watch.
Who was that?
Vince Freeze, 250s.
Who does he ride for? Smart Top Honda, innit? Bullfrog.
Honda, yeah.
Yeah. So who else has he got out there? Is it just him?
It was it Brayton? But he's got COVID.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah, Brayton's injured, isn't he? Or...
Oh, damn it.
He's got COVID.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. That's what it's saying.
He's another one that can just randomly get incredible rides.
Yep.
See, Brayton,
His technique's insane, yeah.
it's because you can guarantee he's going to put it up in the top 10 every weekend. He's like most consistent.
He's nearly 40 though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 37, I believe. That's another thing that will change though. You give it, like, eventually that'll be more and more common with, like, advances in nutrition, recovering, and everything else. I think you'll see more and more people. I think the thing that riders will retire on is being burnt out of the sport rather than physically unable.
Definitely, yeah.
Ooh.
Right, I'm gonna have to call it there.
Cool.
What?
That sounds good, mate. Yeah, it was good. We got a little bit sidetracked, but yeah, I didn't mean to go off a tangent, but that was good.
Well, that 45-minute tangent about martial arts, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
No, it's been good. I appreciate you guys joining as always.
Yeah, I'm pretty much free every week to just bang on for an hour and chit chat and all that.
Yeah, definitely. All right,
Glad
cheers,
I put
guys.
loads of input in again.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna cut your segment out, Steve, and upload it as its own video.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Excellent.
All right, guys. Right, I think that's